Hello and welcome to Earth Rose Tarot. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a general tarot love reading for my wonderful Leos in Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Hi Leo, thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, then huge welcome and thank you so much for trying me out. I really appreciate it. If you're a returning subscriber, then huge welcome back. I've got a beautiful collective of Leos at this point, and I'm so grateful for your amazing support. So Leo, this is a timeless reading. It's for whenever you come across it, whether it's just after it was immediately published on YouTube or in a couple of months and you come across it, there's something in the message here for you. That being said, this is a general reading, so it's not going to, every single part is not going to resonate fully with every single person who comes across it. I do my best, but please just take what does resonate for you and leave what doesn't for somebody else. Okay, whenever I'm saying this is how you feel about someone, this is how they feel about you. If it's resonating for you the other way around, please go ahead and reverse the roles. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to jump straight into a spread for you today, asking specific questions about you and the person who's coming through in this reading, who wants to come through strongly. This is a love reading, so it's going to be about you, the connection between you and someone else. And I'll get lots of specific details and clarify as we need. All right, can I get the top 6 cards for my gorgeous Leos, please? All right. Okay, interesting. Well, I haven't looked at the bottom of the deck yet, but Leo, it's giving me that you're in a place where you feel like you need to make a huge decision about this connection. It could be a long-term commitment. It could be family could be involved. It could be a marriage for some of you, or just something very significant, a long significant relationship. But it feels like you are like on the brink of like, I need to bite the bullet in one way or another. It could be a good bullet, but let's see. At the bottom of the first deck, well, we have the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, Justice, the 7 of Pentacles, and 2 of Swords, and yeah, the 4 of Wands underneath that. 7 of Cups talks about options, talks about having various things you could do in this situation, not knowing in this 7 of Cups moment which one is necessarily going to be the best thing to do, the best option to choose. Sorry. Goddamn ferret toy. 1 second. Bex, not now, sweetheart. We'll play afterwards, okay? Come on. Come on. You want to come back up here? Okay. Hopefully stop squeaking. That was quite a good start to the reading, so let's carry on. But anyway, sorry about the squeak. Essentially, the confusion comes from there might be something that you feel like you know you need to do, but you also know there will be so much upheaval involved. There will be so much you need, like change that is a result of you making a certain choice. 1 second. Up, up. Come on, you can do it. Up, up. I'll move the blanket. Good boy. Well done. We'll play after, okay? Good boy. So... yeah, there's so much change. There'll be so great a shift that you need to make if you make a certain choice. So you've really been deliberating carefully about some sort of decision. This isn't something you have wanted to make hastily, or that you are making like in a snap decision or anything like that, because this feels like there's so much weighted on this, so much that you have to take into consideration. That you would need to bear in mind for the other person's side, like what's fair for both of you in this situation. Okay, all right. So let me get the next layer for your spread. For anyone who hasn't been here before, get 3 layers for the spread using 3 different tarot decks, and then I will go through the spread with you, and I'll clarify using other tarot decks as we need. So, get the top 6 cards again, please, for Leo. I don't know how anyone else shuffles this deck. I've got big hands. I'm quite tall, but this deck is enormous. Like, it's so hard to shuffle. Anyway, let's go. Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. Maybe for some of you, you already made a massive decision. Okay. At the bottom of the second deck now, we have the Knight of Wands. Wow, was it repeating? So underneath the Knight of Wands is the Two of Swords and Justice. Just saw those at the bottom of the first deck, just in a slightly different order. It feels like you, Leo, might have wanted to follow your passion in some way, follow your heart, follow your desires. You felt like you were stuck in a rock and a hard between a rock and a hard place, in terms of whatever choice you made was going to be rough. Like you couldn't stay where you were, was no longer comfortable, but to jump from the very uncomfortable position was also jumping into the unknown, like jumping into the abyss. Almost could have felt like you were putting yourself at risk to jump from the place that you'd been at, but also you couldn't stay there anymore. Damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. There's also this justice energy keeps coming through, which is Libra's major arcana. It's just talking about what is fair for everyone in this situation. It feels like you had, maybe you'd been working on yourself, or you had, I'm kind of getting for some of you might have had like a passion project that really started to take off, or like a home business that was really starting to see success. Through that, you may have felt this sense of transformation, like it could really have changed your life or changed your sense of self for the better, like given you a renewed sense of self. And it was exciting what was happening. It's like you got your groove back, or just if it wasn't like a home business, it was maybe just your career was starting to take off, and you were excited about what was coming. You felt like you'd gone through this transformation and growth and elevation, but as much as that was exciting, it also meant that where you were at felt restrictive. You started to think about where you were at as, with this sense of apathy, or even that stagnancy. Like it just didn't feel like it where you were staying, maybe with this person who's coming through in this connection, Leo, it didn't fit you anymore. It wasn't fulfilling anymore. Okay. So I'm going to get the third layer for the spread. Get the top 6 cards one more time for Leo, please. I feel like you either are making a decision which you've been deliberating on for a while. I mean, past, present on this. For some of you, it's already happened. For others of you, you are making a decision. And it does involve you like standing up for what you want in your life and for your dreams, your passions. You do expect to receive a lot of backlash about making this decision, but it's kind of like you're fired up about it and you're going to stand your ground about it as well. So for Leo, please, one more time. All right. Wow. Okay. At the bottom of the third deck, Leo, we have the Three of Pentacles, the Magician, and that's very interesting. Hold on a minute here. Is there someone that you want to go after, and you knew it? If that's the case, and obviously reverse the roles if it's the other way around, but it's coming through for you, Leo, that there was someone that you wanted to go towards, but it's just going to cause so much upheaval, and you want to be fair to, if you're already with someone, you want to be fair to that person. But yeah, what I'm getting is that you've made the decision that there is someone that you want to go towards and make it very clear that they are who you want, and you want to get on board on collaborating with them, that you see a future with that person. You've been waiting to be able to move towards them as well. It's like something that you've wanted to do for maybe some time. It's very clear, like you've completely made your mind up about wanting to go to, but I feel like that's somebody else. Hold on a second. Ooh. There is someone that you're moving towards, Leo, and you see them as your be all and end all of happiness. You're going to be so happy to be with them. They're so emotionally fulfilled. But in the meantime, that means delivering very difficult news to your current partner, depending on the truth, the decision about you've made there. Ooh. It's just like yeah, okay. Ooh. I'm just going to get I'm going to get you an oracle card for each position this time around, just to give a little bit of extra nuance to the reading. I'll get the top 6 cards for Leo, please, one more time. I did it for the earth signs. I don't normally do it, but I did it for the earth signs I've just done, and yeah, they fit perfectly, so it was quite useful. Sorry, be a sec. All right. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Ouch. Wow. This might be a bit of a rough reading, I'm not gonna lie, Leo, but it's more because it's about the person that you're making a big decision about because you want to move towards somebody else, straightforwardly. So it's not exactly a fun ride, but let's see. I feel like you've stuck with someone, and cross switches, I mean no offense by saying stuck with, but this is Leo's reading as well, so just bear with me here. But this feels like there was a commitment here. I've literally got conflict, confusion, and commitment at the bottom of the deck. There was a commitment here with big clashes between the two people that were committed to each other. There's incompatibility. Sometimes, obviously, what does it people say? I can't actually remember the phrase now, my mind's gone completely blank, but like if you're completely different from each other, then you're a great match. I guess sometimes differences are useful in a connection. In this case, unfortunately, it seemed to actually have the differences just seem to become more and more apparent in this commitment, that just not on the same page with each other. Constant clashes can also be very draining, and just not feeling like you're on the same page. You're haven't got the same, there's certain things like big morality questions or core values that if those clash, I mean, obviously you can have differences whether you're a tea or a coffee person, but if you've got big core values that clash, that is a very different story in terms of living a life together in harmony. But there just seemed to be a lot of confusion about whether that was something that the two of you should stick it out, or whether that was something bigger that you needed to pay attention to. I feel like there was a lot of silent treatment in this commitment as well, or there was definitely an issue with communication, where rather than being able to talk through these differences as well, it could have just been like that the communication got completely shut down or just stopped. So it just led to a lot of either at least one of you, maybe potentially both of you, were left very unhappy in the connection, but neither of you also wanted to call it for what it was. It could have been you, Leo, who crossed paths with someone else and they felt like a soulmate. They felt like how you would expect it should feel, but you were confused as well as to whether that was really that strong, or was it just a reaction to how you were feeling about your commitment at that time, that you were kind of over romanticizing a connection with someone outside of your relationship. I think you wanted to keep that secret, the fact that you had this connection with someone else, obviously, until enough time had passed that you had the clarity about what to do about your commitment. Okay. Let's get into the reading. So, the spread, sorry, we're already in the reading. How you're feeling about the person who's come through it today, Leo. We have Judgment, the Magician, and the King of Pentacles. And your Oracle card that came out was Exhaustion, Depletion, Drained, Long Journey. Judgment was the first card, obviously, that came out, and it was, it's a big decision. It's call it, like just call it. Kind of moment of reckoning, moment like a wake-up call, and also a judgment being made about the situation. Like, it just feels, I just got with that call it thing that popped into my head, it just feels like a fight, like two fighters that neither of them are really winning. Actually, they're just exhausted. They're both bruised, they're both beaten up. Neither of them have the energy to actually do a KO. Clearly, you can tell how much wrestling I watch. Completely take the other... What's the takedown on the other person? I don't know. When they do the tap out for like to the 10 taps or whatever, they haven't got the energy to reach that. But like neither of them do. Neither of them have the... There's no winning either, because a commitment shouldn't be a battle. But it's just neither of them are winning. There's neither, like, they're both just exhausted, they're both just hanging in there for the sake of not being the one who's defeated, but also no one's winning in this fight. But like neither of them refuse to, like both of them refuse to kind of just step out of the ring. So it's someone else needs to call this almost and be like, listen, stop. Just stop. The Magician as well, of how you're feeling. It is taking your life in your own hands here, Leo. It's taking the bull by the horns. It's taking action. It is, you need to make a decision about what you want for your own life. I mean, life is short. Life is way too short to stay in something for, you keep trying like flogging a dead horse, pardon the phrase, but, it's, and maybe both of you could be happier elsewhere, potentially, as well. I mean, I'm jumping wildly to conclusions here, but basically what I'm getting is how you feel is that you need to actually... You have also reached an acceptance with yourself about the choice that you've made, and that means that now you can put it into practice. You can make it a reality. And I think you can't really make it a definitive reality until you've made a definitive choice. Because if you're still in like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, then the other person could easily kind of put you off, like delay this, delay the inevitable is kind of what I'm getting. With the King of Pentacles, that is a card of, it's a long-term partner energy. It is someone who is a provider and is very loyal and in for the long game. But it's just the fact that with this exhaustion card, you've been in it for the long game. You've tried to make this work for a long time. It's been a long journey. You feel like you need to make some sort of decision and take action for your life. And yeah, all right, let me just see if there's anything else. Anything else you want to add about how Leo is feeling about the person coming through in this reading? How is Leo feeling? Oh yeah. 10 of Wands, of course, at the bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. The King of Pentacles, I was about to say also about how you feel about them, is the fact that you felt like you needed to stick in there, like you were a committed partner, and therefore that meant you had certain responsibilities. You needed to be loyal, reliable, stick through the difficult times, like you'd made a promise and you were sticking with it. But effectively how you're feeling, talk about a long journey where you are drained, because this has just become a burden that you're carrying around rather than a commitment that actually makes your life better, makes your life happier. Obviously, there's gonna be difficult times in any serious, mature commitment. There are going to be challenges and ups and downs, but this is not what I'm getting here. This is like, as I said, keep doggedly working at it, trying to make it work, but it's not working. This almost feels like, you feel like you've been brought up potentially to just keep trying to make it work. Even if you're exhausted, even if it's a trial, not anything that is a joy to have in your life. You don't get to say, enough, like almost. So what's the judgment that Leo feels about this situation or this person? Oh my god, it's upside down on the floor. Okay, 1 second, I need to see what that is. It's the 7 of Swords. I don't know if it was supposed to be in reverse or not. Yeah, it was the 7 of Swords that threw itself on the ground. And the deck split when that happened to show the 2 of Swords and the King of Cups. Well, it's also that you feel like you've been hiding and trying to ignore your true feelings, Leo, with the King of Cups. It's also, and I asked why judgment here, so it might also be that you feel like you need to fess up, even if it's just fess up to yourself about how you're feeling. It's like you've just been trying to ignore how you feel and just get on with it. Why? Because this was supposed to be it. This was supposed to be the happily ever after. Okay. Just give me one more on judgment. What is Leo's judgment call about this person that's coming through in this reading? Knight of Cups in reverse. The 9 of Pentacles with the 4 of Swords. The High Priestess. The High Priestess came out. The 4 of Cups and the World. And Judgment is at the bottom of the deck. Now in the Journey of the Major Arcana, the Judgment card comes before the World. The World is at the very end of the Journey of the Major Arcana, and when you complete that chapter of your life and that lesson, the path that you were on there, if you pass Judgment, then you go to the World, then it signals the completion of that chapter and you start again on a new one. So it's interesting that essentially, it's almost like the Judgment is actually acknowledging and accepting what you've known for some time, Leo, but you were trying to ignore and even lie to yourself about with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. You don't want this. What's been happening, you don't want it anymore, with the Four of Cups and the World and the Judgment at the bottom of the deck. That Knight of Cups in reverse, I mean, you might even have to accept that you... I just split the deck and the Five of Wands is there. It's almost like too much has been said, too many hurtful things have been said or done, and it might have even got to the point that you don't even feel love for this person anymore from what has happened. And it's just getting to that point of accepting, I feel like, what your intuition probably has known for a bit longer. So moving on to how this person feels about you, Leo, we have the Ten of Pentacles, the World, and the Five of Pentacles. And their oracle card is loyal, which it keeps making me like cringe, is loyalty, trusting, reliability, with that lovely, beautiful golden retriever there. Oh my gosh, I mean, this is rough. With the Ten of Pentacles in the World, the Ten of Pentacles, again, talks about a long-term commitment, a family, a marriage, 2.4 children, maybe white picket fence and a golden retriever kind of thing. But the thing is that this person feels like it was meant to be all of that, especially with the World. That's that sense of also accomplishment, completion, and the be-all and end-all as well. Like everything that they... it signified some element of that they were complete in their life because they had that, which unfortunately is not the case anyway. Like being married, and I mean, obviously, maybe it is a huge element for some people, but it doesn't mean that you're a complete person if you get married and have a child and have a dog. There's a lot more required to actually... But anyway, I won't get into that. But yeah, this person thought it was like, okay, I've got all of this, therefore I've got everything. And it's like the reality was this. The reality was the Five of Pentacles, where what they felt that it was supposed to be was the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like both of you have given me the same thing, because the King of Pentacles is a representation of kind of loyalty and reliability as well, and that's what they've got with the Oracle card. It's almost like you both were sticking this out, as I said, because of what it signified, the element, what you had, promises that you'd made. But this person is giving me that they also felt like this was supposed to be everything that they maybe had pictured since they were little, which was the be, like this meant that they had reached their goal. And rather than the Ten of Pentacles and this kind of happy family picture that they had, the reality was it was a constant struggle. I don't just mean financially, although that could have been an element with the Five of Pentacles here. Maybe there were difficulties money-wise or like unexpected challenges with finances. But I'm not getting that so much. It's more that this is about the connection, that rather than two people kind of building each other up, and that the Ten of Pentacles between the two of you was something that they came home to, and it was very supportive for both of you, and was such a sanctuary. It was far more like an absolute struggle bus for both of you being in that commitment together. It was so difficult. Every day was difficult. But they also felt this loyalty to the process of sticking with it, which is like this is admirable in that sense, because to be honest, it seems to be quite a rare quality, with far more. I mean, these days it's far more. People seem to be very interchangeable and this kind of throwaway mentality. So I have to say, like, admiration to you both for your approach to stick with the situation and the promises that you've made to each other. Okay, anything else about how this person is feeling about Leo, please? gosh. The High Priestess came out. I think you had that as well, didn't you? The Devil. The Devil is Capricorn's major arcana. High Priestess is Pisces. I was about to say with the King of Pentacles, if I didn't already, it's kind of mainly a card of Taurus for me, but it's Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So strong earthy energy here as well. But the High Priestess and the Devil, that's like this person also intuitively knew that this had become more of a prison than a sanctuary between the two of you. Tell me more, please. Six of Cups. Knight of Cups. Eight of Cups. I feel they might have got through some of the difficult times by remembering from the times when it was good. Maybe nearer the start, nearer like the honeymoon phase, nearer the kind of time when you were pursuing each other and it was far more like romantic gestures and that kind of thing. But this person also feels there's this element of loneliness, whether you detached from each other and you wanted to spend more and more time alone and apart from each other, or they feel like they, you know, at first it was, I mean, I think this is very understandable for a lot of us, but like at first it seemed like all romance and lovely gestures and this kind of thing, and then the reality became spending a lot of time on their own, being like shut out, not like the silent treatment thing, that kind of thing, and it was like they felt isolated potentially, but in their isolation they feel like they kept reminding themselves of how it had been when it was good. Ooh. The Page of Cups just came out, and then the Devil is back at the bottom of the deck, and the deck split show the Devil and the Eight of Cups. So just put my teeth in. Sorry. This person may feel that when it was also like a kind of a toxic situation that the two of you found yourself in, because whenever someone did distance themselves and take some time to themselves from an argument or a clash or whatever, the other person would reach out and, you know, do something to apologize in that moment, and it would draw the person who'd taken some space, it would draw them back into this this devil's little jar that contains these two people that are locked into this together. Anything else about how this person's feeling about Leo before we move on? We've got the Ace of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups, the Lovers and the Five of Wands. I mean, it could just be a repeat of the message that I just kind of said. But it's also giving me that this person might feel like if you do pull back from them or say that you need space, Leo, this person feels like they can get you back in to, like, locked back into the situation that you guys have been in for some time. They can make some sort of offer, they can do something, they can say the right words which draws you back in. Five of Wands, that is kind of like I don't know if this person almost, for some of you, this person might actually feel like the conflict is kind of what's keeping them going. It's kind of like fuel, like the conflict that goes on between the two of you. So when you kind of get away from it, they want to do everything they can to pull you back in. Even if they know there's only going to be conflict again between the two of you. Okay, moving on. What is this person's current situation, Leo? We have the Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Empress. And then the Oracle card is Thinking, Missing You, Craving, Desiring. Big time with the Tower in their situation. This person feels like the rug has been pulled out under their feet, which is weird because I feel like you guys may have gone through a little bit of like separation on and off before, but this person their situation might be that they now feel this time it might feel more serious. It might feel more devastating. And their situation is basically telling me that they are trying to recuperate from what could feel like a serious ending between the two of you. Like their world has been shaken about their routines or what they thought, which way they thought was up, feels all over the place. They could be staying with their mother for some of you and kind of being looked after. That Empress is not giving me that's them, although obviously the Empress is can be a wife. So if they're coming through in that energy of a wife in this dynamic, then that could be them. But I'm getting more that they are like have turned to someone who they feel is this like caring, nurturing and strong person in their life to kind of for them to look after them during this time. I just keep getting someone going back home to their parents' place, like, oh, it's all gone, the shit's hit the fan kind of thing, and just kind of going back to their old childhood bedroom or something and being looked after like they're a child again by it's a full-grown person, but being looked after by their parents, and obviously thinking about you a great deal, missing you. Tell me anything else about this person's current situation, please. Yeah. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Their sense of stability and their kind of it's like what you had going on, this commitment was like their safety blanket or their safety net, that it wasn't in a great place, but it was like they felt, oh, I can always fall back on that kind of thing, and now they feel like that's not even in place. And yeah, at the bottom of the deck is the Devil, underneath that is the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups. This Eight of Cups is someone who's sitting in the wreckage of, what they thought was going to be their emotional success and fulfillment, and it's a wreckage. This person can't really accept that this isn't a happy place to be. Look at that guy, he's miserable. And there's no one else there with him, he's there on his own. Oh, this Devil is kind of giving me like a clinging energy as well. Clinging to the idea that this was a Two of Cups connection, and I'm not saying it wasn't, at some point or in some way, but it certainly isn't, or hasn't been for a long time. Anything else about this person's current situation? The Hermit. So it's Virgo's major arcana. We've also got the Prince of Swords and the Death card, which is it's like the Prince of Swords is looking at the Death card. And the other card that came out was the Queen of Pentacles sideways, which is Earth energy again, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And bearing in mind, you feel like the King of Pentacles here, Leo. So strong Earth. But it's like this person is withdrawing. They're very quiet right now as far as you're aware, you're concerned. They're doing a lot of thinking, but it's almost like what they're thinking about is what are they going to do for stability, for finances, for their home life, for their salary. What are they going to do if this comes to an end? And they're searching for answers in that regard as well. Okay. Moving on. What are this person's intentions towards you, Leo? We have got the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. And the Oracle card that came out was Possibilities, Free-Spirited Adventure and Risks. But what it's giving me in terms of their intention is that they are going to make it very clear to you that you are abandoning them and that they are going through a lot of struggle as a result. Like, I'm really drawn, like this person is almost like standing outside your window, shivering, and there's like a single tear coming down this person's face, and going like Sinead O'Connor in the, I love that song and the video, the music video. Nothing compares to you. But it's just because she has that single tear that goes down her face in that music video. I don't normally say that about this Five of Pentacles card, but it's almost like this person's kind of laying it on thick a little bit. I mean, it's just their intention is to make you feel sorry for them. I sound like such a bitch. Like, yeah. Like, to make you... I don't get that this is that their intention is to leave you out in the cold. No, because then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is, they're making you aware that they are struggling because of the decision that you made, that they are abandoned by you, that you should feel guilty, that you should let them back in to the warmth. And with this Page of Pentacles, their intention is to communicate with you, to message you. But we also see this like octopus who is in this like tumultuous water as well. So it's almost like they want to message you and tell you that their world has like been turned upside down, that they can't handle everything that's going on right now, that you're their only lifeline. And with this Two of Swords, it's like they feel like the decision is out of their hands in terms of what happens. So their intention is more just to like, they don't know what else to do other than to try and get through to you to let them back in based on how much they're struggling. And with possibilities as their intention, I mean, let me get a clarifier. I want to say that their intention is to see what other possibilities are out there because their path with you is blocked and they need to find another solution. I just don't get that. I'm like testing out. No, their intention is to test the waters with you to see if there might be a chance for you to let them back in. Anything else you can tell me about this person's intentions towards Leo? Six of Pentacles in reverse. Then we've got the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Eight of Cups and the Three of Cups. So the Eight of Cups shows someone who is moving out of like a home, and it's almost like they're cleaning up before they leave. And they've got a backpack on. There's a taxi outside waiting to take them somewhere else. They're leaving this behind. They've washed up their mug that they were using, put it back on the sideboard, and now they're heading out. Six of Pentacles in reverse. They're trying to find someone. Their intention is to find someone to make some sort of deal with. It's interesting because obviously we've got the Five of Pentacles I was just talking about. Six of Pentacles upright from this deck shows two people kind of making some sort of agreement. But they are struggling. They can't find anyone to make an agreement with since this ends with you. Maybe since they have to move out of like a shared place with you. They might be staying with friends and telling you that they're having to stay with friends because they can't get a new tenancy agreement or something along those lines. Why the Page of Pentacles? This is like their intention is to make you feel sorry for them and to kind of tell you, I have no other chance, like no other choice. There's nothing else I can find. There's nothing I can do. Like, can you do something for me? Why the Page of? But why would you intend to do that? That's why I'm kind of being a bit harsh about it, because it's like if that was just the reality, then that would come up in the action that they're going to take, not in that's my plan from the start. it gives me the feeling that they're not even actually looking for an alternative. They're just preparing what they're going to tell you. Page of Pentacles, why is that here? God. Well, the Page of Pentacles, effectively, from this deck, comes out to clarify the Page of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Judgment in reverse. Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Wow. Well, their intention might also be to tell you that they've got some sort of money coming in on the horizon where it comes to their work. Like, they are expecting a big payday, they're expecting a promotion, and when that comes, they'll be able to get back on their feet and sort themselves out. This is not true. This person hasn't, with the Judgment in reverse, they haven't learned anything from, excuse me, what has happened between the two of you already. And the fact that it already got to a judgment moment with you. This Judgment card in this deck shows someone, like, it's almost like a past life regression session of like going through what past life they've lived with a therapist there or whatever. But it could also be talking about someone learning from their past and taking the lessons from it and going forward as a result, like getting the message from their past, from their ancestors, however you want to put it. In fact, this is in reverse. This person has learned absolutely nothing. And they are, yeah, it is what I've got from the start of their intention is to... Also, the Five of Pentacles as an intention, who intends that? Who intends to be on the struggle bus? I mean, the intention would be, I need to do stuff to get myself out of this difficult situation. No, this person's intention is that they are going to just... their intention is to struggle and then to reach back out to you and tell you that they've been trying X, Y, Z and it hasn't been working. They know they're going to, things are going to improve with them with their work soon, but maybe can you help them out in the meantime, effectively. It's not the case. They're preparing their story because they feel like that is, that will lead to a possibility with you, that you will give them another chance. Okay, the action that this person's most likely going to take towards you next, Leo, we have the Nine of Wands, the Lovers, and the Five of Cups. So the Lovers is Gemini's major arcana as well, and then the Oracle card that came out for here is Rejection, abandoned and dismissed. I don't want to sound too harsh. I'm sure there's no cross-watchers watching by this point unless you're resonating in the Leo position. But in terms of an action, the Nine of Wands and the Five of Cups is not giving up and accepting the bad news. This is someone not prepared to listen and to acknowledge that something is over. The Nine of Wands talks about someone not giving up, continuing to hold on to, they are wounded by the experience, they are hurt, and they refuse to give up. Because with this Lovers card in the middle, they feel like they can't give up. The two of you are these like scorpions here who are entwined. You are like, what was it on Friends? You are, she's your lobster. That was my Phoebe impression before anyone thinks I was trying to do like the Muppets at Sesame Street. But yeah, this person action is to not give up, to not get the message, and to continue to feel sorry and to continue staying in that Eight of Cups card. I wish I could show a bit. I've shuffled it away. Yeah, it's long gone. But to continue staying in that Eight of Cups card I showed you of no one's happy in this situation, and this person is staying in it like, no, 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 this was supposed to be it. This is supposed to be the happy ever after, so I'll just keep sitting here. No, this is like a lack of acceptance as well, because also this oracle card is they do feel rejected, abandoned, dismissed, which is a horrible feeling, and I absolutely, this is a rough reading because I feel sympathy for this person, how they're feeling. It's hard, but they didn't want to give up when things were really rough and potentially had become something a little bit toxic or very toxic between the two of you, depending. And they still don't want to give up. So, anything else you can tell me about the action that this person's going to be taking towards Leo? Anything else? Well, the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse, it can talk about, excuse me, trying to manipulate the situation to go in the direction that they want it to go in. But it's also unsuccessful manifestation. It's someone, this Magician card in this deck shows like the fairy godmother from Cinderella transforming, you know, the pumpkins into the carriage and the little mice into the footman or whatever. But effectively, this person is going to continue trying to change the reality of what is happening, and unsuccessfully. I don't think I've had this message before. It's quite sad, and it's quite relatable. That's why it's tough. I do feel for this person, but effectively, they just can't accept what is happening here, and they're dragging out the Five of Cups energy for themselves in the process. I mean, it's like, I think I said at one point, you guys were in the relationship. There was an element of it got to flogging a dead horse, and you've now left and this person's still flogging the goddamn horse. It's a phrase, no horses were hurt in the making of that phrase, I hope. Anything else about the action this person's gonna take? Oh. I mean, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Tower at the bottom of the deck. This person's striking me as quite codependent. I don't know if they were... Before, they were codependent on their family or their mother or something, or their old parents. But at this point, not old, but, you know, like, grown. This is a grown person who's still dependent on their parents. Then they got into a relationship with you, Leo, or, you know, they went from a relationship before to one with you, and they're just always dependent on other people, and they are completely at a loss or lost when it comes to standing on their own 2 feet. Oh my gosh. King of Cups in reverse. Page of Swords and the Lovers. My gosh. It's a bit painful. This person's action is that you are no longer showing them any element that you have this, like, romantic, committed love to them, let's just say. You're not showing that. This King of Cups in this deck, it's upright. It's energy of like someone who has something here they never want to lose, they want to hold on to. They're very much like, you know, possessively loving of the, and this is no longer the case. You're not doing that anymore. And they are looking for you. Oh God, this is painful. And with the Lovers, they're still picturing you as, it's a little bit delusionary. Like, I don't want to be mean, because this person's clearly going through it here, but this person is also not in touch with the reality of the situation. I have to be honest. This person is like, you know, you guys did not have a healthy dynamic by the time you've made this very difficult decision, and they are over romanticizing it. Like they're still picturing it as if you were Romeo and Juliet, or well, that wasn't exactly a great ending to that one either, but maybe they think tragedy or a lot of difficulty, a lot of clashes it's just how much the two of you are meant to be together. Anyway, let's move on. So what's going to be happening between you and this person going forward, Leo, the next few weeks, the next month from when you come across this reading? That time frame is going to be different for everyone. We have got the Hanged Man, the Six of Pentacles, and the Sun. And the oracle card that came out was Withdrawn, Single, Lonely, and Solitary. Well, it's just interesting. Of all the cards that could have come out, this Six of Pentacles card shows this dynamic that goes on. I'm going to get this wrong, but I think it's like a water buffalo and a little bird. Let's just say I can't remember what the name of the bird is. It's this weird codependent relationship that goes on with these two, because the bird uses the buffalo to, like, I think it's like rips its hair off or something for its nest, but then the buffalo uses the bird because the bird gets rid of the bugs on on top of the buffalo. So it's like almost like a pest that the buffalo is kind of like, oh, you are like a leech almost, but you're kind of a useful leech, so fine, you can stay. There's like a word on the tip of my tongue. Like a virus? I don't know. Pest? Anyway, doesn't matter. So I have to say, because this has the Hanged Man and the Sun on either side, this gives me the sense, and this solo energy that's come through with the oracle card of being single, being on your own, withdrawing. I think this is more about you, kind of with that Hanged Man. This is, did I say it's kind of Pisces and Leo, kind of Leo energy with the Sun as well there. I think this is you reflecting and thinking about the dynamic of the relationship from a completely different viewpoint. Maybe now you have some time to fully breathe and digest and have some alone time and space. It could even be you realizing that this was a strange dynamic that you'd allowed to kind of to continue, but now you are on your own. With the Sun is a very happy energy, and it's a very prosperous, and this Sun card shows like a warrior like walking through like this fields of golden wheat, and it's like after a very long battle there is this sense of victory and success at the end of all of it. It's giving me a sense of what's going to be happening is a lot of reflection on what was good about the dynamic and what was unhealthy that had allowed to continue, and how you're feeling maybe lighter and free, with this sense of freedom, with some space, with some time on your own. Have I used this one yet? No. Have I used this one? No. Okay. Let me just see, is there anything else to add of what's going to be happening between Leo and this person going forward? Why the Hanged Man? Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It also feels like your perspective shifting, because you might even be starting to see how much this person was relying on your stability borderline using you rather than standing on their own feet. And your perspective on them might also be changing now that you're no longer supporting them in that way, or providing monetary or stability support, that kind of thing. It feels like now because this guy on this Eight of Pentacles card is like almost the banker or the accountant or whatever who looks after all the money for the home or the family and pays the bills, or just organizes things. He's got like the Seven Pentacles around him, which Seven Pentacles can talk about savings and investments, and there's one pentacle down here which he's like writing in a ledger for. The fact that that came out in reverse, it's almost like you might have a different perspective of this person when you stop paying their bills. Seven of Wands. What's the Seven of Wands? That can be talking about standing your ground, which I kind of said at the start, that you've made your mind up and making a choice for your own life. Anything else? What's going to be happening? Oh my god. The Magician and the Page of Pentacles. Bearing in mind that was the action, their intention. The Page of Pentacles, and I'm almost certain I saw the Magician there. But yeah, the Magician and the Page of Pentacles. And then what came out was the Nine of Wands on top of the withdrawn card. I was just talking about you standing your ground. I think the more time you spend away from this person, Leo, you're also going to be more aware of how they are, what they're saying is being said carefully to manipulate you in a certain way, and you more and more will be standing your ground to kind of be left alone by this person. Really strong boundaries. Why the Sun? Why the Sun? Oh, we've got the Page of Swords and the Moon in reverse. Ow. Page of Swords, that is kind of finding out what was hidden from you before, especially with the Sun. That's like illuminating what was kind of in the shadows. And then we have the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands. When I look at them, it's like the Three of Wands is looking out towards the distance. Wow. I think I said this from how you were feeling about them as well. You're kind of... was it you? I think so. But effectively what's happening here as well, Leo, is that you are seeing the truth and everything coming up from maybe what your subconscious or your unconscious were trying to tell you, coming up from the depth and being so clear now that this person was not the person that you wanted for your future anymore. Like you couldn't, yeah, I just literally just split the deck randomly to shuffle it, and the Ten of Wands is there. Okay. Anything else? Let me get one of these actually. I haven't done this for anyone else. I just feel like I want to for you, Leo. Anything else? What's going to be happening for Leo going forward, please? Sorry, they smell like my perfume, and I'm like, did I spritz my cards? I must have just been wearing it when I used them last. Hold on. What's going to be happening for Leo going forward, please? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Cut down. Cutting out. Separation. Stop the pattern. Silent treatment is what fell out. Addiction. Codependent. Obsession and restraint. Possession and control. It's literally first word is codependent. Wow. I don't think this, you are, like, it's not like you are just ghosting this person or anything like that. I think you are making it clear to them because they know as well. They know what's going on in their situation. So this isn't like you've just suddenly been like, oh, I want out of this long-term relationship. I'm just going to, fucking hell. I'm just going to go quiet. It's like you've made your decision, what's done is done, and now you've just got to put a stop to it. And as I said that, the next card that came out was Hammer. Sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it. And at the bottom of the deck is the Chaser. Fear of abandonment, chasing, codependencies. If I mic drop, except I'm not going to drop my mic on the floor. Yeah. Basically what's going to be happening is you're seeing this for what it always, or it had turned into. What it had turned into. Maybe this wasn't what it was at the start, but it certainly is what it turned into, Leo, and you are putting a stop to this repeating cycle of codependency between the two of you. Mainly this person being codependent on you. You're cutting it out and you're stopping it. I see that they are not in any way in the near future going to be stopping, like continuing to try and use different messages, use different ways to manipulate you to let them back in. They're still chasing and being like, okay, I sabotaged it, but we can rebuild, we can do it again. But as I was saying, they always felt like they just had to say the right thing or make you the right offer, and they could get you back in that little that devil's prison. Just the two of them, they could get you back in there, and you wouldn't break free from them. I don't think this person has bad intentions. In at the same time, they're not coming through as a bad person. They're just coming through as someone who has never learnt how to be independent or stand on their own 2 feet. And so now what they have learned instead, their skill, is manipulating people into staying in situations with them that aren't even enjoyable anymore, just so that they're not on their own. That's fun little tarot reading. That's what I've got for you this time, Leo. I really hope it was useful for someone out there. I thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up button for me if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to. I would love to have you. And if it resonated for you at all, please leave me a comment, let me know. And I wish you all my best. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.